Hey there guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Adam. Thanks for stopping by and hanging out for a little bit. So today I'm finally going to get out and get the Subaru out and do some rally driving on some flat dirt. I wanted to give it a fair chance out on, something flat, something loose that, we could really get it sliding around. I didn't want to just go out and drive it in the grass out back and, feel like it underperformed. And I don't think it's quite ready for the track, mostly because of Elf Mountain. I don't really know how well the front end is going to handle going up and down that giant jump. But, if we roll it over on the dirt today, then maybe we'll bring it back home and send it around the track and see how it does. But I'm going to be quiet. We're going to take it out and let's see how Adam can rally. Well, all right, guys, we're back from taking the Subaru out for its first drive, and I have to say, it was a lot of fun. Riding it out there on the dry, dusty dirt, sliding around, And with four-wheel drive, you can basically just turn, punch the gas, and just make big wide drifts. It was just super fun, super easy. Almost mindless. So you don't have to pay attention to what you're doing so much. You can just focus on watching the car and enjoying it. And it's a mess. So I'm kind of almost half tempted to leave it as is. In general, I don't put any of my cars back up dirty and dusty. And, in all honesty, this one probably won't either. But, God, it just looks the part. It just finished its rally and it's covered from front to back, top to bottom, in just a film of brown dust. But anyway, guys, if you guys have a ball field near you or somewhere like that you can run one of these, I highly recommend it. It is a blast. So one thing I did do before I took it out, I did not put different fluid in the shocks like I said I was going to. I ran it as is, and for two reasons. One, I forgot and didn't feel like changing out the oil last second. And two, it's kind of a test of how it would drive with friction shocks. Because, honestly, like right now, there's not a whole lot of difference between the bouncy friction shocks and oil-filled shocks. So, you can kind of see how it would probably drive with friction shocks on there. It's a little bouncy, a little bit hoppy, but overall, on that flat surface, it worked great. So, do you need oil-filled shocks? Probably not if you're going to drive it somewhere like that. Now, if you start getting the rougher stuff, yeah, you probably want to get the oil-filled shocks. So I will put some heavier weight oil in here eventually, just to slow down the suspension just a little bit. I don't want to do it too much to where it starts, jarring and being real rough, but just take out a little bit of the bounciness to it and make it a little bit more plush. But overall, it worked great. The one thing I did do to it before we left is I had bought a protective bag, per se, to put over top of the chassis. It's sold for the TT-02, so, hey, it's almost close enough, identical to a TT-02, should work. And it did, kind of. And I'll put some pictures up here. So it's held on by Velcro, and you tape the one side of the Velcro down to the side of the chassis, and then you just stick the bag, per se, to the outside edges of the chassis. And I pretty much did it wrong. I should have put the straight elastic part up front and then put the zippered connection at the back, because the zippered connection is a little bit looser. And I think because with those front wheels turning back and forth and throwing so much dirt up underneath of the chassis, that it just basically found that opening up front and just filled up the bag. So as you saw in the pictures, yeah, there was a lot of dirt in here. Now, will it keep out a lot of the big rocks? I'm sure. It basically just had dust in there. So I'm sure it did keep out a lot of the chunks and, gravel and stuff like that. But I will be, flipping that around so it's a little bit tighter up front to try to seal it in a little bit more. And, what little bit gets in the back is just going to be a little bit of dust. But, I had a blast with it. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I haven't seen the run footage yet, so I hope that came out pretty good. I'm sure I can clip in enough pieces to make it look interesting. But yeah, I really like this, and this is probably not going to be the only rally car in the collection. I plan on probably getting at least one or two more down the road. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. I sure enjoyed making it. Everybody out there, you guys be happy, be healthy, be safe, and I will catch you guys on the next episode. See ya. So I'm sure it did keep out a lot of the chunks and bits and chunks and bits.